Welcome to this class on integration. We're going to talk about, do you have a pattern that you're ready to break? And I see in the chat, a lot of you have very similar things. So let's just start off by explaining what a pattern is in this reality. It's important to just zoom out for a second and remember that this life is a school. You can think of this planet as a finishing school for souls. So you come here, you get challenged, and you have the opportunity with free will to learn lessons, to transcend the video game levels that are based off attachment and greed and all these different themes. And the ultimate theme, of course, is love. And so when we look at patterns, the key first is coming back to a neutral space. It's so easy to beat yourself up, to be frustrated, and then you forget that you're not a victim. You go back into the victim energy, and then you feel helpless, right? So let's all put that down on your paper, is staying neutral. And let's go into why that's so important. We've talked about this before. The law of non-resistance is a perfect law to remember, right? As we speak about, when you learn the laws of the universe, then they're just there to aid you. They're not there to limit you. They're there to help you to achieve everything you want and more. And so the law of non-resistance states that, as you've heard before, what you resist persists. And here's why, right? If you keep having triggers come up about other people, it's like, oh, people keep disrespecting me. People keep disrespecting me. I'm so mad. But why does that keep happening? Because every time you have a deep emotional reaction, you're actually creating more karma. There's a deeper layer, right? I just talked on the phone with a client today, and this was happening. And we realized, well, how is she still not respecting herself by making strong boundaries and or giving more space, right? To actually give that to herself. Because if you're attached to a certain person, it's like, well, this person's not respecting me, but I don't want to leave them. Are you respecting yourself? All lessons in life are internally based, and everything outside of you are just reflections of the one that are here to teach you to shine different angles of the light, so that you can see yourself and free yourself and be yourself. So that's really the ultimate foundation to remember. And that makes things a lot easier, because the faster you just go back to neutral and don't get stuck in the movie of illusions, the faster you can transcend that video game level into the next one. That's the completion that we're talking about, that we want to get you to very soon by implementing these tools. In a few minutes, we're going to do a meditation that's going to open up your intuition and reveal to you the codes and what to do to change this. A lot of people in this chat have talked about consistency being very difficult. And we want to talk about the law of care next. So this is another law. This is a hidden law that most people don't know about. And one of the greatest CEOs in the world taught me this and said it was the secret to his success, where he would be the fastest growing in all these different industries. Even the head of one of the biggest film production companies in the world you've heard of, I can't say, he was like, man, how are you doing this? Like, you're literally becoming the number one in this industry, it's never been done before. And he said, well, he follows the manifestation protocol, which we talked about in our manifestation class, but he also follows the law of care. And the law of care states that you have to put consistent care every day and in the garden for the plants to grow. So it can just be a minute. But imagine if you just spent 2 minutes every day talking to your inner child and asking what he or she needs and then giving it to her, right? That's way more powerful than doing ayahuasca once and not integrating it. Because the consistency, it's like you're getting tested, but you're still deciding. You're saying, I'm going in this direction. I'm choosing love. Now the universe is like, okay, they're actually serious. And that's going to shift your whole reality. That's going to shift your whole timeline. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm getting a little feedback. Yeah? Okay, great. So now, how do we combine these laws? When something triggers us, when something doesn't align, and how can we really stay neutral? It's realizing that, okay, even if it's the worst situation possible, right? If we have a huge physical illness, let's say, our business failed. All of these things are simply reflecting limiting beliefs or situations that can redirect our life for our mission, because everything is working for us, right? I remember when my business imploded a few years ago, but it wasn't the right business for me. And I was operating from ego, and that was reflected in people on my team that were not aligned. So at first it seemed like the worst thing. And then it became the best thing, because then dream porting came through. But all of that had to clear first. And not just the business, the external, but the internal process that I needed to go through. And that wouldn't have been possible without all of that happening. So it's about really facing and breathing into whatever is in front of us right now. And then we can see the deeper layer of the pattern. Frequency rate limiters. This is a really important topic that most people don't know about. So has any of you started experiencing success, or either financial, or it could be just a lot of happiness? You just, oh, I start getting really happy, and then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. Raise your hand if that's happened to you before. Yeah, a lot of us. That could be because it's a frequency rate limiter. Imagine that imagine that your brain waves and your life are mapped out on a chart. As soon as it reaches a certain level, boom, something happens to, you could say, sabotage it. But it's really just protecting you based off it's literally your subconscious listening to your past beliefs. Because even if your conscious mind is saying, oh, I want $1 million, or I want this relationship, then if your subconscious, your false identity is limited to a certain amount, as soon as you reach past that red line, it's going to try to snap you back. So that's another part of the pattern. We really want to see where that is and recode it. You can do this really easily if you follow the steps, right, of, again, non-resistance. So it's not your enemy. You got to go back into unity consciousness and see, this is a little part of you that just needs to be reintegrated, following your intuition, and then giving that burden to God, to the divine, right? If we try to hold it within and do it ourselves, the small self, we're so limited. The divine can instantly transform and heal all of these things. Just this week, working with people, they've had severe back pain for months, did a 2-minute ritual, completely gone. Things in situations, abusive relationships, the divine can change all that really quickly, if not instantly. Yet by the law of free will, right, which is another law that we're talking about now, the divine is not going to help you and intervene if your subconscious is holding on, because that's still part of you. You have to actually just let go. So it's the balance of being decisive, which is the masculine, and saying, hey, I command that all limitations be gone, or whatever it is you want to say, right? Or you command whatever it is you wish to manifest. And it's about letting go of the limitation of, well, who am I to command anything? It's like, well, it's your life. It's about remembering who you are and your rights as a human being in this realm. And it's balancing that with the humility of letting go and realizing, well, I don't even know what is the best for me. Let me tune in first to that. And then I don't know how it's going to happen. That's the universe. So I'm going to give it to the divine. So it's both. I love this quote, actually, I heard years ago. Be humble, for you are made of dust, and be noble, for you are made of stars. And it's balancing those two together into one. So when we come at it from that perspective, miracles happen. That's the sweet spot. What are you tolerating? So the law of toleration states that you can be in an abusive relationship for years and complain about it and hate it, but you're still in it because you're tolerating it. So the law of tolerance means life doesn't give you what you want as much as what you tolerate. So you have to create set parameters in your life, right? So it's, instead of saying, I don't like that I keep being disrespected, you're saying, I'm no longer tolerating this. And what does that mean? What's the difference? It means that now you're not going to let some attachment stop you from respecting yourself, right? So you make a boundary and be like, hey, you know what? No one's allowed to disrespect me. So you can either change your behavior and look at your own stuff, or, I'm going to take some space. So that's an example of a healthy boundary that you make. And it's not separating yourself from love. It's actually allowing the love to be there and honoring what's the feeling is inside of you. The more you honor yourself, the more you can actually honor everyone else and the world, because you're not sacrificing yourself. You're not pushing yourself aside to try to source something outside of you. And that's what some of you said. I'm scared to leave this relationship, but I'm scared not living with this person. It's the deeper fear of that is I'm scared to live with myself. And that's maybe because you didn't have the tools as a child and the parents to learn how to really source your own love. And it's very easy if you just practice and make that the priority and really sit with yourself, because it's really the inner child just needing reassurance. It's like, hey, you don't need the specific thing. You just need love. And I can actually give that better to you than this person right now. But by doing that, by actually trusting and letting go, you will manifest and magnetize such a higher vibrational partner or relationship in the future. Yet you have to create that space and be humble enough to say, I need some time alone to actually get clear on the details of what I deserve in a partnership and be that person myself. You have to meet it halfway, right? So sometimes it's trusting and creating the space, and that space becomes a vacuum. And because you're raising your vibration, whatever the next relationship is, it's going to radically be different as long as you integrate, right? And that's what we're going to do in a minute. We're going to do a meditation. You're going to receive some downloads, yet more importantly, you're going to receive how to actually integrate it. And that's why the dream porting quest, for example, and all these classes, it's designed, you do a few minutes of things every day for a few weeks, and it dramatically changes your life because it recodes your subconscious. It transforms your vibration. That starts reflecting differently the responsive energies in the quantum field in your life. And all of that then changes the habits and changes your whole perspective of life and everything that's possible. So it's just about no excuses, right? It's about, I'm going to get the download, I'm going to get the info, and then I'm just going to commit to it and do it. And that commitment is the key. You go boldly in that direction no matter what. And there might be tests. Yeah, there may or may not be difficult tests. Sometimes they come. And if they come, great. It's trust that that's not to punish you. That's just to help you to actually decide. There might be some wobbleness, right? So if you're deciding to meditate every morning for 10 minutes and then you wake up feeling depressed tomorrow and you make an excuse, it's like, actually, you need that more. But if you choose to just do it and do the workout or talk to your inner child every day, what's going to happen? You're telling the universe, you're telling yourself, I actually prioritize this. I care about this. That's the law of care. If you prove that you care about something, it's going to grow, it's going to transform. But you can't just water a plant once every 2 weeks and then expect it to grow into a beautiful garden and bear fruit. You have to take care of it daily. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it does take consistency. And that comes from the heart. It's about caring enough. And this goes for your business, right? There might be a few aspects of your business. There might be a few aspects of your life, right? There's hygiene, there's spiritual hygiene, there's all these different things. And if you just don't like some of the parts that are there, you can download a small ritual to do every day from the divine consciousness that is within you. And then that's going to radically transform your health or radically transform your life. I'm seeing a comment here saying, I've had repeated bust and boom cycles with my health and wealth. I would drive myself based on fear to earn wealth and then burn out. I've been trying to stay grounded and patient and now listen to where source wants me to serve rather than forcing. The fear I have is not doing enough. I'll never get ahead. That's great. I'm really glad that you brought that up. So let's go into that and then we'll do the meditation. Basically, it's about the opposition. It's understanding really what the mind is, okay? So think of your mind like a movie, and you came to this movie and there's always the bad guy, right? And it's not to be scared of the bad guy, but to really know that it's there. It actually helps you because first of all, you're realizing, hey, this isn't me, right? You're having all these doubts, let's say, all these thoughts about doubt. You can say, well, I'm a very doubtful person, or I'm a very negative person. It's like, no, it's just that you got stuck in that movie. You got to first disidentify with the mind, which is illusion. So if you're having a lot of thoughts that are doubting, that doesn't mean you are a doubtful person. It just means that you're currently learning how to separate and move through it. So when you're getting thoughts that, for example, you're not doing enough, it's not about doing, it's about letting go and detaching from those thought forms that are trying to pressure you. Okay. Your intuition will never pressure you. Okay. There might be once in a blue moon where it's like, hey, leave. I remember I was in Hawaii. We were like for an hour on this little cliff on the ocean looking at it. And then all of a sudden my intuition was like, get up now. And I just was like, guys, let's just go. And we climbed back up 20 feet. And then as soon as we were up, like huge tidal wave came. It wasn't afraid. It was just a knowing, right? So if there's a deep like, oh my God, I'm scared, right? That's not your intuition because it has more gross sensations. A lot of people ask me, right? So intuition, you just know, okay? It's just the frequency, you just know. So when you're receiving a lot of pressure, like, oh, you're not doing enough, I need to do this. And now it's just the opposition trying to keep you down. So if you look at it from that way, then it's actually a lot easier to disidentify with it, right? Sometimes you just need to give yourself the space to reset, even if you have to do it every day, right? Sometimes if I'm doing really deep work on my mission or my life, I need to go to the cold plunge like 3 times. I'll get an hour or 2 of stuff, and then it will be a little overwhelming. I was going on this water fast. I wasn't eating food, so all of my stuff was coming up, and my guides were like, okay, go on the cold plunge. And I just like, just breathe and relax. And it broke through resistance, right? Because if you're resisting the resistance, that's not going to help. So it's also about really changing your state to back into presence, back into acceptance. And then you get clear intuition, which is non-dual. It's not saying you're doing something wrong, there's something wrong with you. It's just saying, okay, this is your current lesson, here's the way out. It's an invitation always, because it honors your free will. And so when you shift your perspective, you get an instant shift in your reality. So it's not about doing, it's about shifting your perspective, reframing it, right? You could say, oh man, this is going to be like climbing a mountain. Or you could say, oh, this is just about letting go of a bag. Which one's going to seem easier? But that's what it is. Anytime there's a struggle, anytime you're in a pattern, it's not that you have to fix something. It's that all you get to do is let go of something. What is that something? It's a limiting belief or an old story that you're bringing into the present and the future. That's it. So what we're going to do now is go on a meditative journey to reveal to us from that one issue, what is it we're actually holding on to? And then we're going to let it go. How do we let it go? You're going to use your breath. Deep breath in through the mouth and out through the mouth. You want to breathe fully into your belly and your chest. Okay, it's like floss. It's going to quickly release trauma, memories, all the stuff you don't need anymore. And stay neutral, right? You might want to cry, and it's okay to cry. Staying neutral doesn't mean that you want to repress your feelings. On the contrary, you want to embrace and accept whatever you're feeling. And don't let it get you out of your center, which is, that's when thoughts can come in. It's like, oh, you did this and you did this wrong and this wrong over and over again. And then you start beating yourself up and you feel like a victim. That's illusion, that's story. So there's feeling, right? Which is just a signal. Hey, look at this, look at this. And then there's the story. So ignore the stories, ignore those thoughts. They're just the opposition, and focus on breathing and feeling, and just let me guide you on this experience if you'd like. And I'll show you how to really easily recode it, because when you open up to divine consciousness, to the power of the angels and the divine helpers, they can help you instantly. It's instant, but we're just helping you to let go enough. You don't even have to let go all the way. You have to let go enough while asking for support, where they'll help you the rest of the way. They'll help you actually let go, right? So it's actually quite easy if you just look at it from that perspective. The only reason it's been hard is if you have the story of you're beating yourself up, you're judging yourself. When you judge someone else or yourself, you're binding yourself, right? It's like tying yourself in a rope. It's freeing yourself of judgment. Judgment is always illusion. We're not zooming out to the full context of, hey, this is what your parents and your great grandparents had to deal with for hundreds of years that you're breaking this pattern of. So it's also, we're going to call in the ancestors to help us to release and have that catharsis. So we release judgment and free ourselves of that, because it's simply the opposition trying to keep us down, right? Not only are they trying to challenge us, but they're wanting to challenge us from breaking free, because that's what they're motivated to do. It's a game, right? Just like we're motivated to help free people, help free ourselves. But don't take it personally. It's the game we signed up for. When we're easy, when we're light, when we stay neutral, boom, it becomes easy. We just put on that smile, right? Because we're not really fighting something outside of us. We're simply in a game. And when we let go of the struggle and the resistance, the magic happens. We stop creating the karma and we can transmute it. So I'll repeat that one more time. If you feel resistance, great. If you feel like you want to scream, laugh, cry, great. Just stay centered and don't fight it. Just trust that whatever happens in each moment is the perfect protocol that is liberating you. And when you accept that, that's when you can instantly transform anything of your choice, because you're back in surrender, letting the divine take over and liberate you. That's how the laws work. We're just harnessing the magic of those laws. All right, so let's get started. Let's take 30 seconds. You can sit or lay down. Just intuitively go in a place where you can fully surrender, relax, and let go. Begin to take deep breaths in through the mouth and out of the mouth. Feeling the energy shift already as golden light penetrates your mind, clearing illusions. Like a bad dream that is over, breathe out all that tension. Calling in the angel of the sun, who shines her golden light on every cell, on every part of you. Breathing out the darkness. Seeing a beautiful magical circle around you, on the earth below you. Open and start to pull out all negativity, all limitations, energies, entities, and thought forms do not serve your highest good. As we call on the angel of the earth to take all the pain, the poison, separation, and darkness, your body, mind, soul, and life. Feeling it move down, just keep breathing, stay centered. Use your breath to release the tension. Keeping your eyes closed. There we go. Imagine a golden waterfall coming from the skies, from the sun, entering the top of your head, aligning and clearing your brain, moving down into your throat, taking a deep breath, make a sound, opening that portal. Letting go of all remaining residue, darkness. As it enters your heart, this golden light, dissolving the walls that you thought kept you safe. As you say within your heart, love is my protection. You are open. I am open. Breathe the golden light into your heart. Exhale it out to your whole body now, to your belly, to your waist, down your legs, down your arms and hands, becoming a waterfall of pure golden light. Automatically, it dissolves any resistance that's still there. Just accept whatever is happening. Trust this process and breathe fully, deeply. with a smile as you remerge with trust in the divine consciousness within yourself. Calling in your guardian angel now to reveal to you with a flash of light the core issue of your block or pattern. It could be a memory or a message. Listen. If you received an insight, take a few breaths and follow it. Go deeper. Ask a question. If you haven't received it yet, tune into a place in your body you still feel tense. And ask that part of you, what do you need in order to be free again? Let it go. Now take a step back. Remember who you are, an eternal spirit that chose to forget their nature. Learn this lesson. Lessons are repeated. It's okay. Breathe in the pink light of unconditional love into your heart and forgive yourself and all those that had this pattern too, your parents, your grandparents. Forced to forget who they truly are. Let go of the judgment of this long story that you chose to break. That only breaks through forgiveness and gratitude. Breathe in the pink light and breathe it out as you see all your ancestors, where any of this is in your genetics, and see one come forward. Someone showing you or telling you how this started. Seeing this ancestor place their hand on your heart, helping you stop blaming yourself. Breathe out that arrow, that poison from your body. Take a deep breath in and let it go, calling the angel of air to cast it out of you, your lineage, your timeline, all judgment, all blame, all shame. Dissolve. Make a deep sound on the next exhale. Release it with your voice. Recenter yourself. Call on your inner child. Embrace them and say, I'm sorry for all the judgment. It wasn't your fault. I forgive you. You didn't have the tools you needed, and there were a lot of imprints that overwhelmed you. But I am talking to you now to free you by reminding you this is not your fault. This is just a lesson. Take a deep breath, make a sigh. Hold your inner child. Feel the love open back up in deeper ways. Protect him or her from the judgment, which is illusion, by saying, following. I commit to protecting you and loving you. I see now that it is not your fault. And commit to whatever I need to do to live in forgiveness and presence. Deep breath. Now listen as your guides and angels give you a message. What is the guidance on how to integrate this pattern or block that you are freeing yourself of? What is the action or actions that you are guided to take every day? Listen. Staying in this trance of inner peace. If you like, gently open your eyes and quickly write down the instructions to yourself. What are you meant to do? What are you meant to take out of your life? Let it flow. If you're confused, just ask the question again and just start writing. It will come through. finish up for now the last few words, whatever wants to come through. And then gently return, closing your eyes. Going deeper now. Feel how good you feel having some clarity. Trust yourself again. Build back your self-esteem by committing, by recommitting. All it takes is a little bit each day to care for this plant, which is your dream, to be free. Free of that which is darkness. The holy law teaches you the easy way to do this, but it takes commitment. Be all in. So let your heart open deeper to yourself. See now that all judgment was an illusion from the darkness. Feel your heart reconnecting. And tell your heart, I commit to our freedom. I commit to the light. Call in the angel of love. Let the angel of love, his eternal light of compassion, into your heart, opening it wide, back to yourself. Feel. Follow the feeling. Imagine what it would look like if you truly loved yourself and took action based off love every day for the next 30 days. How would you look in 30 days from now? Seeing one of your relationships transform, how would you be received and express love? Would you look a little healthier, perhaps? Have more joy, more glow? Visualize that, feel that, and breathe in that frequency. This is simply a version that is more you. Visualize yourself doing these commitments every day. Commit to integrating what is already within you, simply watering the sprouted seed of the dream that divine has for you. So let's call on the angel of water to move into your mind, into your body, to wash away all remaining illusions that you can't do something because you're a different person now and you simply didn't understand. Release the doubt and limitation that is not you out of your breath. Let your emotions be purified by the angel of water. Become a river of light. Surrender to this angel of love. As your faith reconnects in all ways. As the light within you expands again and blossoms. The universal laws work for all without exception. And so simply have faith in this law. If you follow the laws, it is impossible not to succeed. Feel the laws divine swirl around you and align you to them. Smile and surrender now in this golden vortex, transforming your mind, your energy, your life. Use your breath and release all that doesn't serve. Let yourself upgrade into the light. You're safe to let go. For the law is the divine, the ultimate love, the guidelines for your ascension. There is nothing to force. Now that you are aligned, simply let yourself see. It was just a dream. There is nothing wrong. You are, and always will be, the indestructible, eternal, infinite awareness. In this moment, awakening beyond who you thought you were, expanding beyond your body, and becoming aware of your awareness as you free yourself from the dream like you have before. Knowing that you chose this moment to awaken and commit to what you know inside, and trust the holy laws that will protect you no matter what you face outside. Sit back on your throne of faith in the divine consciousness that you are. Gently integrating into the physical realm, grounding into the physical body, getting ready to open your eyes in just a moment and take action. Let this momentum take you to a new timeline, to a new beginning, empowered and free. In this great mystery. And gently opening your eyes in 3, 2, and 1. Welcoming yourself back. Taking a moment to journal any insights that came up, anything else that wants to come through as your intuitive channel is much more clear and open. Take a minute to let it flow. You're welcome to share your experiences in the chat as well as questions. Thank you. I'm loving these comments here. My hands were burning. That's common. You're releasing a lot of energy. Your body's recoding your energy field. So intense physical sensations are normal and a good thing. Endless darkness full of light, flawless vision without sight, eternal sunshine of infinite night, powerful release. Amazing. I love that poetry. Thank you. I'm realizing all this time the procrastination was divine because it was my subconscious protecting me and my health. Beautiful. See, it's always transmuting it. You get into gratitude. Once you get into gratitude, you know that you've alchemized it, right? If you're not in gratitude yet, then there's more work to do, because every lesson is a gift and every gift is a lesson. Thank you so much. It was liberating. A lot of tears came out and then felt peace. Beautiful. Wow. These are really beautiful experiences. My body completely relaxed after not being able to sleep for the past year. Amazing. Someone is asking about the laws of the universe. For those that aren't part of our mastermind, I teach more advanced classes there each week, and there's all these past classes. So we go into all the laws of the universe, how to work with them, and also a lot of it's experiential, right? I love sharing a few minutes of lessons and then going much deeper into the activation so that you can really align and dissolve what's not in alignment and make it easy to really just integrate all of that. So you can go ahead and go to dreamporting.com or email us and we will send you the link. So I'm just putting my email here and the website. And we also have an amazing retreat where we go through all the laws and help you integrate them fully. The next one is this New Year's here in Austin, Texas at my house. So last time, every single person was literally reborn in the most incredible ways. Your face changes. There's so much more light that comes through. So if you're called to really just have the full experience, the retreat is a great way to do that. And for those that are international or that are not able to come, I do private package where I just take you through that one-on-one, and I just teach you and see the deepest patterns, and we recode them. And it's, it's a full spectrum. So it goes into relationships, physical health, emotional health, spiritual alignment and abilities, business, mission, abundance. And then, we get to the fun part after we really do the deep clearings, where we just help you align to whatever you want to manifest and manifest it. It's really incredible. Sometimes in just a day, when you really know how it works after years of trying, when you align with the laws, it always works, right? So we're just aligning you back with your true self, with the true universe and reality that we've forgotten or haven't been taught about in school, which is really beautiful. Thank you. I cried. Tears started running down my cheeks. It's the first time this ever happens to me in a meditation. Incredible. And I'm seeing people from Germany, from Kenya. Michelle is saying the retreat was beyond, and I recommend it to everyone. It will shift you in amazing ways. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Yeah, and hope to see you at the next one. So beautiful. I'm so happy that you had a great experience. This is just a small taste of what's possible when you follow your guidance, you follow the laws. And I would be honored to have you join me on the mastermind. We have a bunch of classes on the website, and to meet you one-on-one, whether it's in person or on our virtual programs. Thank you so much for joining. Again, I really appreciate all the love and all the vulnerability you've all shared in doing this work, being on this planet, and trusting as you allow yourself to free yourself from this ultimate school, right? This advanced university where you become one with the universe again and realize that it's all within yourself, everything that's happening. And when we take that responsibility, not blame, not judgment, but simply responsibility, and realize that we are not victims, but co-creating with reality, then it's easy, it's fast, and it's free because it's all within yourself. So thank you again. Lots of love, and I will see you hopefully soon, wherever that is. So please send me an email, send me a message if you'd like to connect, if you'd like more support. Feeling so much love for all of you. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.